Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to talk a little bit about XCOM War of the Chosen. So, 4 days to go. For some strange reason, in my Steam page is saying 3 days to go and updates every 1 in the morning, 1 a.m. But nonetheless, I'm here to talk a little bit about everything that we do know about War of the Chosen. Not everything, because we don't know a lot, but talk about the things that I have been seeing on streams, on videos, and on the site of XCOM itself. So, ladies and gentlemen, what is XCOM 2 War of the Chosen? It is expansion pack. Not going to deny, and that is something that really we don't see like anymore. Really, period. Everything that we end up seeing is more like a DLC type of stuff, small portions of content who is spread out along the lifespan of the game. But expansion pack who really end up revitalizing, holy shit, reviving the game from almost nothing-ish, like giving a new breath of life for the entire game, is something very, very interesting. And I do really enjoy seeing new expansion packs. They're very, very good, and normally the content and quality of itself, depending on the developer, are very well made. It and Firaxis show us with Enemy Within, they are capable of creating a hell of a expansion pack. They already done one, so I'm comfortable to say they will pull out the same magic trick once more with War of the Chosen. Now, War of the Chosen has a lot of new features, being factions, the Chosen itself, new facilities, and a rearrange of old facilities on the Avenger, possibilities for mods, some new enemy types, a lot of new missions. They end up bringing back the cover ops. But I do believe, if I'm correct from my assumption, for what I saw, we end up having a little bit of a loss on some of this stuff than we did have in the game if we chose the wrong options when we start the game. But in with that said, in general, let's go for what I do believe it is the War of the Chosen. Let's talk about the factions. War of the Chosen will bring three factions, three resistant factions. And I do believe that was something that was on the mind of the creators when they really begin the process of creating XCOM. Because really, you hear that from the spokesman. The factions are split. Everything is like spread out. So it's up to you to unite. And during the base game, we don't see this thing happen. We don't see these other factions. We see the Resistance Havens on the retaliation missions, but let's be honest, we don't see really a Resistance faction. Besides Long War II, who really implements the fact of retaliation missions, there was people who fight back against the Advent, and we didn't quite see that happen. But in the end, I do believe that was a very the factions that we have now is interesting. They have personality, they have their own history. Although it's not gonna be something like really big, like you will really have to do diplomatic things for the resistance. It's just for what I'm watching on videos. We'll pop it up some mission or other, and your main goal to help the faction is indeed to kill a chosen. But let's talk a little bit of each and every faction. So, if you watch any of my videos, I already did a first impression of each faction. So I'm gonna link somewhere, probably in the description, and probably we're gonna have a playlist with everything else linked on somewhere in the channel, on the video, sorry. So, first faction, let's talk a little bit about the Templars. The Templars are in some way my favorite kind of faction, because the real deal, they were the ones who got me so much pumped up about the subject and end up being debunked so fucking easily because I'm a moron. And I have to thank a lot of the commenters on the video that I did, especially Rocked Raichu. He's made a comment and with the moment I was in the after I played the Advent Tower, kind of hit me in the head and said, "Yeah, I think I mistake a lot of things during that video. Besides the fact that that video does not have any coherent thought whatsoever." So, cheers for me. But really, thank you all for commenting, and the video ended up being better because of that. So, let's talk about the Templars. The Templars are the psionic-ish faction of the Resistance. I don't know if I can call they fully like fledged because their abilities differ from our abilities of psionic, so they and recently they are the most, in my opinion, the badass class running on melee with a Psi Blade, aka the Halo Blade. I don't play too much Halo, but I do believe the weapon is too much badass. They have a auto pistol who can do some kind of damage. Yeah, don't care. Their main mechanic is their ability of Rend. It is their version of Slash. The difference is Rend trigger Momentum. Momentum allow you to do one more action. Although this action will be restricted to movement actions, except on the case you pick up a second ability of our friends the Templar, Parry. Parry allow you to deflect the first projectile shot that end up coming towards you. Now, interesting thing, I do believe the tongue of the Viper is a projectile. That was something that happened during the first stream where the Templar was shown, the Firaxis crash stream. But yeah, now I really like to focus my head on what the hell they mean with a projectile. So, projectiles would be probably plasma shots, advent whatever the fuck they use, probably magnetic shots. So we know Viper Tongue or a projectile. We needed to test if the spit the Andromedum use, the goo Andromedum use, is considered a projectile. Doubt myself, but yeah. So this is the main mechanic of the Temper. You go there, you do a kill, you move, or you use parry to sustain the next attack if you see there's only one or two enemies around. The second mechanic is the focus ability. Focus is granted once you kill a target, or if you pick it up a later ability on the tree, you're really able to generate focus from other soldiers' kills, allowing you to chain up, for example, a kill, and if you see the psionic loot, it's a very similar loot drop from the normal loot. Just has the same number of turns cooldown, has the same radius to pick it up, and you just need to finish the action inside the box to get it. So it's kind of interesting to see that you have the ability to go up close to the go there, kill a guy. If you're a grenadier who pop it up at the pod, end up scoring a channel kill, then allow you to get a psionic loot. You go there and get a second focus. Templars started with 2 focus points. Interesting enough, on the later game, they will receive an ability to have the third bar focus. Folks give defense rating, mobility, and damage from the rend ability. Rend also has one more upgrade that allow you to damage enemies in a cone shape. I do believe the damage is equivalent for 0 when you miss that to maximum of 3. Again, I'm taking base for not the streams, and like I don't watch the streams that I'm saying is normally Fraxis. The videos I'm say is Christopher Odd, Marbazir, I think, and Arvak, but Arvak just started to play to ride the fuck now. So until now, I don't have a concrete evidence of the full extent of damage of the Templar on utilizing a third level psionic blade. But as I was saying, that is the mechanic of the Templar. Utilizing their ability of rend, go there, finish a guy, grab focus, become better, and utilize the focus on many of his abilities to spend focus. Abilities as such being able to swap with one enemy, being able to swap with one ally, being able to use a damage ability who like chain lightning itself to each enemy per focus. We need to see what is the range of the chain. For example, one square after you hit the first one, how much squares the chain light will cover to arrive to the third one. It is interesting because it is a good ability to pop a pod, but interesting enough, you're not gonna have this ability because, well, the Templar is going to need to have focus to channel, but it still is a good, interesting concept of ability. But to be more honest, the fact that I most pumped about the Templars was the lore implication. Geist is the leader of the Templars. He was a Xcom Psi operative before Xcom fell. So he probably was a normal soldier and he was the first Psi. I don't know how this happened. I don't care anymore. I do believe the real deal is after the commander got kidnapped, the entire Xcom divided itself, and everyone kept doing their own research, and someone somehow ended up getting psionics. Kudos for it, and if you notice the way the psionic character on the Templar character it's very different from your psi operative because they don't have a psionic amplifier, but they have that spine thing. Then the psi armor, like the last tier of psi armor you get, has. So you can see the similarities from the main XCOM psi operative psionic soldiers to the Templars. It's a very interesting idea, but that it is. Templars also give you now the fast regeneration buff while scanning. The resistance cards normally will be tending by learning faster, aka your XP is better, healing fast, and things such like that. It's gonna be interesting because on a history, a plot campaign, when you decide to use all the narrative missions, the Templars will be always shown against the Warlocks. And I'm not going to deny the fact that Templars not have a cinematic mission for themselves. It's quite like a bummer. They really were like thrown down to the buzz on this one. But despite of that, the Templars don't get a lot, but the Reapers got a lot of cinematic time. The Reapers are an interesting bunch. For what I seem, the Reapers are the stealth group. Not from what I see, that's exactly what they do. But their damage is very, very underwhelming on the fact of their weapon alone. Their real damage, I do believe, will become from their claymore and their ability of like the remote start ability. Although everyone gonna say remote start is a very situational ability, 12 damage, being able to do 12 damage on the first spot is amazing. It's probably a 100% kill on a lot of enemies. Don't forget, this is explosion, so we'll break armor of the enemy. Besides that, the shadow mechanic will allow your Reaper to be one of the best spotters from your sniper that you're gonna be able to see. You will be able to find whatever you want whenever you want. The Reaper has a giant amount of mobility. They have a very reduced line of sight from the enemies. They have a lot of things they can do on Shadow, and although I don't like too much the RNG of, hey, you always going to be revealed in the end because it's a 15% after the first shot of being revealed. And let's not forget, some of the other actions do reveal you as rescuing a VIP, mark the crate for extraction, do anything with the objective in some ways is a reveal 100% reveal action. So take that in mind when you stroll around with your Reapers, think you're going to be able to fully ninja the thing. You probably will because they gain a charge of concealment too. Ability to allow they to go back in shadow. The Reapers are one of interesting faction because they have a lot of the show, the spot being the stealth characters, they have a lot of the spotlight of the DLC on themselves. If you play with the story, they appear on the first mission. Although the skirmisher has an honorable mention during that first like cutscene, the Reapers are the ones on the show. Second, the Reaper are the first character, then you pick it up if you decide to go on the narrative side of the game, which all of us will kind of get the first time. Second, the Reapers are the fucking amazing guys, then you'll be able to recruit two of it. And I think this is boring as fuck. Why I'm saying that? You have the ability to recruit a second character from the factions. But as far as Furex is stated, you will be only able to like get one faction second hero. You're only gonna be able to get a Reaper if you decide to go. Yeah, Reapers are amazing, I do enjoy, but I'm not a stealth guy. I'm like a run there. Choose where the first engagement gonna be happen, and after that concealment can suck a dick. I go for a full throttle, shock and all style of gameplay. Yeah, not the most smart one, but the one who I do enjoy playing it with. So it's sad that if I need to do like the story missions, I'm going to have to suck it up with two Reapers if I want more than one hero unit. Why they don't allow me to have two skirmishers? Skirmishers sound like very cool. Back to a plot relevance on it. Reapers are very intrinsic with the plot right now by the simple fact they appear in the first cutscene, or the first one who there. They are one of the stars of the Lost and Abandoned mission, and they are paired up against the Elder Assassin, the Chosen Assassin. And that's something that I want to question here. Because that's never kind of got on my head. They say the Chosen has a weakness because the faction weakness is like the Templar against the Warlock on the story-centric mission. Because the Templar have been fighting against the Warlock for like since the Chosen appeared. So it's smart that. Now, in Lost and Abandoned, the person who call out, hey, this is Mox Prima, I don't know, the fuck did he call, the assassin, the hunter of free advent. It seems the skirmisher was the one who was have the knowledge about the assassin. And in the it's the opposite. I don't get it. I really don't. I noticed, yeah, it's thematically the stealth assassin has the like being opposite. Oh fuck, being against the stealth class, the stealth faction. But fuck, the cutscene really say opposite because she says we have been hunted by someone like it. Mox intervene and say there's other ones, and she say yeah. In given in my belief, it would be the hunter. My head is completely blown out because I always would have thought the pair would be when I first saw Lost and Abandoned. My mind was the pair gonna be Templars and the Warlock, Assassin and the Skirmisher, Hunter and the lovely Reapers. Yeah, you get the idea? It's kind of confusing, but besides that, there's not much like full lore about. The factions is not like fully represented. They don't have a representation on it like lore based, because the problem is we don't know how they were how they were created. We don't know how they came to be. We can kind of believe that the Reapers were Russians, most like they would be like most a Russian faction, by the simple fact they utilize a fucking Dragunov as their main rifle, and the I think the name is they call him Vlad, but it's Vladimir Vlad something like that. It's really a Russian name, so yeah, I kind of believe that's the get go of the Reapers. And without much further ado, let's go for my personal second favorite, the Skirmisher. Why do I like so much this Skirmisher? I don't have the fuck of idea. They really are just the assault class in Long War 2. He shoot like a fucking madman. He beats people up with like the Scorpion style of gameplay. And he can cheese Lost and Abandon like a champ. How he can do that, you ask me? Grappling hook on the contender who is still on the crane. No one can shot Mox up there. Great tip. Thanks, Christopher Odd. So, the Skirmisher has the same problem lore-wise than I do believe the... It's interesting that I probably cut down the Reaper's abilities. No problem. I did say what they mainly gonna have. While the Templars are the melee guys, the Reapers are gonna stay in shadow and fuck everything up. Because you, Commander, is a piece of shit on stealth. Talking about myself in this time, not about anyone of you watching. This skirmisher are we gonna go there and we gonna shoot the shit up until there's nothing left. Their mechanic is interesting because the mechanic is, hey, we wanna do more actions. Having the ability of summing up like their main mechanic is the fact their main weapon shoot twice. Like it can shoot more than once, and that's already a given, top-notch, best ability. Oh, not much, but yeah, I like that idea. Sorry. Then there is the effect that you can accumulate more ability points with some abilities. The fact that your Overwatch instead grants you an action. And I really want to see how this works because if the enemy triggers, can I do justice on the enemy? Imagine how that would be interesting. The Advent, whatever the fuck, start running and you just the fuck out of him, pull him close and kill him. And if that's the case, if I don't kill, what's gonna be the AI reaction? Because I cut his action on middle, like the movement action. He moved from point A to point B. That's really the point. How this ability will work. The guy starts moving, I cut that movement and do my action. Or I let him finish the move, then I do my action. Or I stop in the middle of the movement and, for example, when he appears on line of sight, and I get my action. If both of the first ones, like I cut him before he does the action when he triggers the Overwatch, or when he triggers Overwatch, after I do my action, what will happen? The AI will, if still alive, will try to remake the action, or the AI will like do another action, or I cut the entire turn of that unit in specific. That's an interesting idea to see. Now, with that in mind, let's go to other abilities. He has the grappling hook, who allow him to go anywhere, including on the face of someone and punching with the fucking gauntlet, or bring someone to him so he can punch the people with the gauntlets. And he got a combat protocol-ish ability called Whiplash. The difference is it is a free ability, so you can damage people and damage robots for more damage, and still you can do whatever you want. And the best and the most interesting ability is Battlelord, allowing you to become the alien ruler that you always hate, except I, because I never hate thanks to Overwatch All, and screw the advanced side. So, this was the skirmisher. This is their deal. In lore wise, yeah, we know they are the free advent. I want to know if there is anything who happens after we kill a chosen. If we do have a something, a lore about with the respective faction. Probably don't. But, well, what can I say? I'm a person of hope. Factions create a very interesting scenario. The scenario where you have different things and you have to juggle between the time. Covered ops, the occasional faction asking you for help, and they're like order cards, abilities then the faction give to you be able to use. Either way, I do enjoy, because the factions also give you a new problem. The chosen are like very close between. To be honest, you can say it's the other way around, but I want to go back for it. So, the chosen are three again: the warlock, the assassin, and the hunter. And they are the immortal badass enemies the elders create to fuck my day up. Or your day when you take the seat on the command chair. What they are able to do. First, on the Tactical map they will fuck your life by doing sabotage. Second, they give the Advent a whole bunch of new, lovely dark events. Has the ability to stun lancers, get a momentum ability from the Templar, to not suffer weakness for whatever the fuck there is. They are a bunch of piece of shit. They can sabotage your income, they can injure units inside the Avenger, they can steal Illyrian core and some of your stuff. So, yeah. It's strange because I don't know how I will manage dealing with the Chosen. Because having the chance of they appearing on every fucking single mission that I'm doing is kind of piece of shit. So I would want to clear one Chosen out before engaging, but that's go to the fact I not always will have that opportunity because I will need to manage contact with new regions. And discovering the region there will be a chosen there, it's kind of piece of shit. Thank God, chosen and alien rulers cannot be found on the same mission. But I do believe that the chosen are a little bit more balanced than the alien rulers by the simple fact the chosen have weakness. Although I'm sad to see they don't grow new weakness, it would be interesting to see, for example, the chosen after getting like 3 beatings in a row from you get a new weakness. Like in the same way then we can panic would be very interesting if the chosen like the same character, the same like character kills or score a major damage on the chosen. The chosen end up having like a when the chosen appear and that character is on your squad, the chosen like go berserk. He will forget everything and focus on this character to try to kill this character alone. It would be an interesting idea and mechanically, but the chosen will have a set amount of weakness. One plus one like random, and a second one who is fully titled to the faction they are go against. They will have two weakness, two strengths too. One will be always the same for every chosen. Like every time you face the assassin, in every playthrough, the assassin will not trigger Overwatch, and some and on and on. Each one of the chosen will have that ability. To be far honest, the chosen who I kind of have a little bit more fear than everyone else is indeed the assassin, because the assassin damages your unit not only days a day. The main attack is like a sword dash. She attacks, daze your unit, do a reasonable amount of damage, and go back invisible. Which means it sucks because really does damage and daze. All the other units, the hunter and the warlock, has specifically abilities who does the daze, while doing no damage. The hunter mechanic of denial you of territory is kind of interesting when they mark a target and you have to break line of sight. Normally that will result you able to lose a entire turn with that unit. And let's not forget, he has a grappling hook, meaning he will be able to move freely during his turn. Now, with that being said, what is the advantage besides losing this dark event on the horizon the chosen give when you kick their asses? And how do you kick their asses? To acquire the location, you will need to do some cover actions. First cover action is okay, it's you start the hunt. Second cover action, you find the stronghold. Third cover action, you go there and you kick the chosen ass. To be honest, you just find a place where you can go there and kick the ass. And the last one is a mission where you go infiltrate and do that. Interesting aspect. If you get a squad wipe on the mission, your ass is fucked. Why? You have only one trial to kill the chosen on their main stronghold. If you don't, you're going to have to deal with that fuckers the rest of the playthrough on your asses. And interesting enough, if you not kill the chosen until the end mission, he will appear fully upgraded with a lot of strengths and will suck. But what is the motivation to do that? First, one less chosen mean you're not gonna have to take care of the 1+1 dark event. There is the things that the chosen always done, and if you have the 3 chosen on your map, you're gonna have 3 fucking things rolling over your ass, plus the 3 normal dark events. Then you get their loot. special weapons and gear, they say they are made to like go for and balance the normal heroes to the level of the faction heroes. With all the respect, that's not true because the grenadier don't get shit. The specialist keeps sucking his thumb, and well, you get it. The only three people who are gonna get something are the sharpshooter, the psyoperate, and the ranger. The ranger are gonna get a shiny new shotgun called Arashi. Although we don't know if there is any tactical ability on the Arashi, I do believe then does not need to have any tactical ability because the Arashi is not the main thing on the fucking weapon, on the assassin. Each assassin, I do believe they will have like two special shenanigans, two special stuff. The first one, yeah, will be their main weapon. In the case of the advent of the assassin, will be the blades, who are not originally called katana. Come on, really, guys? Really? Are we gonna call the badass weapon of the chosen katana? Couldn't we not like give him like a super badass name or something like the chosen's destroyer, the chosen executioner? I don't know, something cool for fuck's sake. But besides that, fuck. And the Arash comes with equipped with 4 of the superior tiers, and it's interesting because the damage is really the same damage that you're gonna get from the storm gun, and everything is gonna be the same. You have to understand the chosen weapons are damage equal to the tier 3 weapons. The only difference is the fact they have a plus on their ability. For the fact of the katana, the plus they have is they have the ability to pierce armor. Armor does not count for you to use that shit, so yeah. Sadly enough, I do believe they should come with a little bit of a crit chance bonus. But my thoughts are kinda irrelevant on this point, I have to add. For the hunter, you get the Shadow Lance and the Shadow Claw. Yeah, the hunter are the edge child, so I would probably see his YouTube nickname being X, like lowercase x, uppercase x, lowercase x, the hunter 666x, uppercase XX. So you got. He's the edge lord of the team. He was the one who hates his parents and decided to grow strange type of hair, and yeah. The main ability of the weapon, the Shadow Lance, the sniper rifle, is the fact you can walk and shoot. Yeah, it is a sniper rifle who can walk and shoot. Now, correct if I'm wrong, but the sharpshooter has this ability. And now you're gonna up your hand and say, but look, we're gonna have this ability on the weapon. Correct if I'm wrong again, but I'm not being totally sure this is useful yet because I can't pick that ability again, like with 11 ability points if I really want. But I do, not going to deny it, I kind of grow fond of the ability of, hey sniper, sit the fuck up here and kill everyone down there, please. So I don't know if the hunter ability, like moving and shooting, will be so much badass to me. But again, it has scope, stock, free reload, and free and extended magazine, I do believe, or the stock. I don't remember what. It does come with a very interesting pistol, the Shadow Claw. Same damage as a plasma pistol, but it does have the ability to pierce armor. So again, It is okay. Someone please up the damage of this shit on a mod, because for fuck's sake, same damage as a plasma, and I get it. The ability to move your sniper, like to really move your sniper and shoot, is cool. But I can't have that under my skill tree, and it's not like I cannot get that anywhere if I don't pick on my skill tree. I now can pick the other ability and buy this ability. So I don't know. I don't feel like this was the most cool aesthetic. And sorry, this is not gonna place the sharpshooter on par with the chosen assassin, with the faction heroes. But for the chosen warlock, what do we have? We don't have shit. We don't know what he give us. He gonna give us a rifle and he gonna give us a psionic amplifier. Cheers up, mate. See you on the other side. But I'm probably gonna believe that the rifle gonna be piercing ammo or piercing armor, and the amplifier gonna do something crazy like have a second charge of domination, allow you to raise zombies, allow you to call the spectral, whatever the fuck he does. Probably I'm wrong in all accounts, and he's gonna be doing some shit not funny. But you're going to need to research that shit, and this is the terrible segue that I'm gonna to use to go to the research and things on the Avenger. Terrible segue aside, let's talk about a little bit about the Avenger. The Avenger kind of got a makeover-ish, not much, but he got something. Now we have two new facilities. We got the infirmary and we got the training center. I think it's that. So, the fact is the ACW was OP as fuck in the vision of the people on the Axis. To be honest, I kind of hate that shit because, like, I always end up got an unlock thing where my ACW ability was an ability from the tree. So since I got that ability, when I arrived to the promotion of that ranking, I could not get the one I wanted because the fucking fella got the promotion, the ability that I didn't want. I was pissed the fuck off like 8 out of 10 times. But now we have two different things. The infirmary is the thing who allows your soldiers to heal faster. My opinion, build that shit as soon as you need because the wound system is fucking gigantic, as always. And we now have Darkest Dungeon on our Xcom. Soldiers can get quirks, aka they will fuck you over in the ass because you're a worst commander on the human earth. Why? Well, decide to finish on an Overwatch your turn? Nah, fuck you, I gonna shoot. Move, and you need to get that flanking shot, but your soldier does not have the full mag? He's gonna reload on your ass. Highly depend on one to finish the mission on this badass soldier who just got a quirk about fearing the Chosen, and this Chosen appear? Fuck out of luck, he gonna run straight to the Chosen to give them a hug. And that can happen with any kind of enemy. Yeah. So, we kind of have a Dark Dungeon on our XCOM. But the infirmary is the thing who will shove your soldiers there, aka the sanatorium, to get rid of the bad quirks. Although, for what I seem, it's kind of like rare your soldiers to get a quirk like this. It's like they got gravely wounded or knocked out unconscious to the bleeding effect. So yeah, there is when you're gonna get this quirk. And now that I noticed, then I did the segue without any fucking relation because the research is the last thing I'm gonna talk about. So The training center allow you to spend that XCOM and Soldier AP. AKA, the reason you're gonna complain why your best buddies and your characters suck because their intelligence is lower than normal. Yeah, it's an interesting now concept, and characters will have uh average to, I think it's standard, above average, genius, and savant, or the ranks then you're gonna have from soldier AP. How better your soldier are on these rankings, better they will be on getting ability points. Ability points will be divided on soldier AP and XCOM AP. Soldier AP is your soldier gain that shit, and it's his only. What I do understand from XCOM AP is XCOM AP is a share pool of stuff. Although, one interesting fact, you can use, for what I seen, and I can be wrong on this account, you can use XCOM AP to buy like soldier abilities from like the, for example, for the sharpshooter, the sniper tree, and the gunslinger tree, you are able to utilize XCOM AP to buy this, but you cannot use your soldier AP to buy the XCOM perk tree. Makes sense? Probably no, but you kind of get the idea. You have the street trees of abilities now on each soldier, because the ACW, like, fuck, get this is not more available, is now a choice based thing. Some soldiers will have more abilities than others, so it still have a luck, and the abilities they will generate to you be able to buy are in somewhat random. So on the promotion, you're going to need go to the training center, see the ability they have, and decide if you will buy or not. One interesting aspect: all your badass heroes units, they drain that AP, that pool, like water, because they don't get promoted. Yup, they rely on that pool of AP and XP, XCOM points. Interesting. To upgrade your abilities. So they gonna be where you're going to sink this pool. One thing is interesting, they kind of gain like 10 or something AP for leveling up, which mean you will probably like have, if you do some trick stuff with they during the battle, like flank shots, killing from height, set up a good ambush, flanking shots, than I already said, killing the chosen, things like that, they will automatically gain the supplemental AP to enlist after a promotion, get one ability. So you're not gonna not upgrade your hero because he didn't have that. And likewise, you can use the XCOM pool to supplement that if you end up like sucking at, and just for example, I don't know, you'll end up upgrading your faction hero to cover ops and he didn't get any AP in reserve for that. Interesting aspect, the covered ops can give you rewards as such. Faction like loot can give you allies, engineers, scientists, promotion for the soldiers, attribute buffs to any soldier that you send, and it can give you AP too. I do believe the AP will not be for the soldiers specifically, but will go to your XCOM share pool. Not only that, but it can give you resistance comps. With that in mind, I don't know, but I have the feeling then the resistance comps structure are a little bit less important now, because there is a larger amount of chance for you to be able to get the enough resistance contacts on the map or doing cover-ups to a slow progression, if you decide to go on a slow progression to the game, where you will be able to do this, to not build that. I can be wrong, and I probably am, because you will. The Reapers give you one card, one like faction card, then give you one contact. During the map, I already saw like two in the Let's Plays, like in the odd or other on Marble Zero, I think, playthrough. They got like two or three like pops on the map on the tactical layout to allow to get one resistance contact. Plus, the resistance cover-ups give you the chance to score one more, like more than once the resistance comes. So if you decide to play a long, really long game, I don't know how you're gonna juggle the balls of the advent of the Avatar project and the chosen dark events, but if you really want to try do that, I think you can, but don't quote me on that. Now, interesting enough, let's go for the research. Research didn't change itself, but it received new stuff, new mechanics to it. Now you have the ability to something called, it's not ability, you have the chance to get inspiration and breakthrough. Inspiration mean after you do some research, something happen, and fuck, I know how to do that. You're starting to say, hey, I know how to do this type of shit faster. Interesting enough, I do notice we have inspiration before. We just didn't quite have in the way we have now. When some of the alien corpse, like carcass, corpus, cadavers, were able to be we were able to send it to autopsy, you would sometimes do the autopsy like immediately, in an instant. With that being said, a lot of the inspiration that I see to end up being the alien autopsies, and they end up being doing it in a flash. So they cut down the ability to, oh, this is gonna be done now, and you're gonna get that instead. Breakthroughs, on the other hand, is a lot more fun and interesting, allowing you to, for example, the next excavation than you do being reduced by half of the time, allowing your shotguns to do 1 plus damage, your armor having 1 more health, your laboratory costs 15% to build. A lot of small things like that to give you a little bit more research to do. It really creates that longer game experience, since research in many ways are the pace where the game evolves, and many time you will start to seeing the game being diverged to a more longer run. With all of this being said, the Avenger didn't change too much, but changing in a way that I do appreciate. There's more stuff to do on the Avenger. The research is more robust, and the Avenger become more lively even, with the Resistance commanders, the Resistance leaders, talking to you. More VOs from both Bradford, Lily, and Tygan. The Resistance radio talk to you about what you're doing. After you finish each mission, the spokesman or the newscaster from the Advent will try to spin the wheel of what you did. Although sometimes the quotes will be the same, but it will be interesting to see. It will be even interesting to see if people who have time and effort can create their own videos to place in there. It would be a very interesting joke. And talking about what people can do, huh? One of the things that I most enjoy on XCOM 2 was the mods. New classes, new weapons, new whatever the fuck they add, new facilities, new voice packs, new cosmetic items, new mission types, new everything was created for players, from players to players. Long War 2 was amazing, creating an entire new game on the, even with the ability to create to recover content was cut to the game. It was amazing. Mods really made XCOM 2, who is already a great game, even better. And I do see there will be an interesting way to forward with the new mechanics. I yeah, not many things will be like the huge change, but my favorite thing is the Lost. The Lost is an entirely new AI package who is not on your side or on the Advent side. So I do want to see if any of the modders can create like a faction who works in the same way of the Lost, but Exalt, for example. Now, interesting aspect, someone on my video about the Lost, and I'm gonna give it a shout out because it was the same guy. It was Rock Raichu. He really pointed me out to a mod known as Friendly AI or something like that. And the fact is, I couldn't found. I did like found the mod when they launch, but after I made the video, when I was making the video, I really decided to look up and see if this mod is to exist and if I'm kind of crazy. And the mod didn't exist anymore, so I don't know. I didn't even was able to play with it to see how this faction would work. Now, what I do mean by that is quite like simple. Is a faction who use guns against the Advent and against me. It will be interesting how that could be react. Maybe we see that. And interesting about factions or something that can be created too. I do see how interesting it's gonna be to how if modders can create new factions, orders from this new faction, create a new like slot to fill up with new orders, how that can be balanced even. What is going to be the new class factions heroes and people are going to create? Although Jake Solomon said that would be a huge thing to do, I don't know. I see so much amazing mods on the Nexus, and I cannot say then would surprise me to see a faction pop it out. Not soon, not like the first month, but close to it. Because really, one of my favorite modders on the for XCOM 2 is Reality Machinima. I think that's the full name of, or is Reality Machine, or Machinima. The guy made a lot of amazing mods, giving new mission types to you, new classes, even the Biotic class from Expire from Mass Effect, who is really bypass even the commander choice ability tree, like not allowing. It's something that's very interesting to me. Not only that, but the fact that he made the Mox initiative, and I really enjoy this new layer of enemies, a elite group of the Advent on it who can really do stuff. Like they evac, they are not like a infinite amount of soldiers. They have more abilities, and that is very interesting. They even become stun instead of killing, instead of kill, so you can really do something that. And it would be interesting to see how people like him will make XCOM better with with their mods. Although that's an interesting thought, I'm kind of sad because we're gonna be playing XCOM War of the Chosen vanilla the first time. For I do believe a long time, even without any new classes, I believe. By the simple fact that all of the classes that we already so like passionate, we have we already play using it, or like will be outdated. By the simple fact there is many of the classes become so much dependent on Long War perk system or even Long War itself, then we will not end up being seeing that. I really started thinking would it be amazing to have the Gunslinger class on the on XCOM, on the War of the Chosen to fight against the Lost, but as I said, we're not gonna be seeing probably so soon. And interesting enough, the guys from Long War, I don't remember the name of the studio. I can't ever remember. They declared they don't have anything to announce in position for War of the Chosen. And one of the things that I do sound kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like a, you can put that as me crying over it, but a lot of the streamers and YouTubers got the key first. To be honest, I don't give a fuck. Let reviewers and people like that get a key first. I can wait, like, fuck, 14 days. There was a little bit more because 14 days was when the embargo ended up being lifted. What I'm talking about is, I do sincerely believe they should, like, Frex should sit and look. Who are the guys who, like, made a shit ton of mods for our game, for our base game? And give these guys to, like, copies more close. Does not need, because I do believe now, like, today, we have a finished game on, like, 4 to 2, like 6 to 7, 1 week earlier. I do believe we would have, like, mods more coming sooner to the game. And since the guys from Long War didn't quite say anything, I do believe we're not gonna see the game, like, the standalone packs being updated. That's kind of sucks because some of my favorite class mods kind of use that, but that's kind of ranting than I decide to do on this point. Out of ranting and probably to the conclusion. War of the Chosen coming next week, like 4 or 5 days. Depending on where you are on the world, it's even lesser, like 3 days. For fuck's sake, I don't know why they are unlocking this in different different times, because yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna get this on 3 days is marking on my Steam page, and for me 3 days will be on 28. But with that said, XCOM 2 is big. The base game is a lot big. There's a lot of things to do. With mods, become ginormous of a game. A lot of new mission types, and a lot of class, a lot of voice packs, a lot of cosmetics, a lot of things to do. With Long War, man, the game is entirely different. It's really like now for a while, you'll be able to choose what I'm going to be playing. Are you going to play XCOM, the expansion Long War 2, or are you going to be playing the War of the Chosen expansion? Until we receive the expansion of Long War 2 to the expansion War of the Chosen. That is a mouthful, huh? XCOM is a big game. They have bring back even second wave options and a lot of stuff. There's no way to say to you then I not recommend this game. I do. It's one of my favorite games, and it came out after I get 2 kicks in my nuts on disappointing games. So XCOM will be always getting high praise from me. I love tactical game. I love like the modern slash futuristic setting, sci-fi-ish setting. I wish more games of that. I wish more games would do that. And I'm hoping then War of the Chosen do well enough so we get XCOM 3, expansion for XCOM 3, XCOM 4, 5, and there's go on. I'm not gonna lie, I'm hyped for the game. I jump on the hype train when the game starts, when they start to announcing the game, and I didn't left from the hype until now. Although, yeah, I do have a lot of problems with the game. Since I do a lot plot points, I do still pissed off because we don't know what happened to Valen. I am still pissed off because if we want to integrate the changes for Spark and the alien rulers, we're gonna need to lose the mission, Advent Tower, and the nest. Again, cutting down a little bit of the lore the game create for us. So I do believe this is a little bit sad in some aspects, and the fact that Frax decide to, I don't know, they do not need to do, but it would be a nice gesture to give to modders a free, not a free cop, but yeah, a free cop for fuck's sake, of their game to expand, to give to the fans a little bit more. But in the end, I'm enjoying XCOM, and I will enjoy the expansion. I enjoy the game with the fucking game-breaking bugs and the fact the cutscenes sometimes desync the audio on the first time I play. I enjoy even if I get pissed off by the supposedly fixed RNG where I lost 70% shots on the face of an alien. A 60% shot when I have the fucking snipe, when I have the assault rifle on the face of the sectoid. XCOM is a game that I hold dear to me right now. I sink a lot of time on it, and I think I will sink a lot more time now with the expansion. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you come here to like really see my final thoughts on this journey that I did have for XCOM, is War of the Chosen is amazing. I didn't play, I just watch. I try not to watch too much of the missions itself because I become salty for someone not doing the action that I want. So I do, but I do enjoy watching the tactical stuff for people. In the end, ladies and gentlemen, War of the Chosen is a game who I give you my full heart recommendation. Go there. If you enjoy the game, the first game, if you enjoy the classes, the mechanics, everything, in my opinion, someone once said, XCOM 2 is XCOM crack up to 11. XCOM War of the Chosen is exactly that, too. XCOM is an interesting aspect because it gives me what I don't know, what I don't think I needed. In most of the cases, I'm not going to deny, there was a lot of plot points there was outside of the game, then was left unanswered. And I would be okay for a sequel answer these plot points on XCOM 2. Where is Valen? What is the contagion? Whatever the fuck it is that. And probably they're not gonna answer about none of this with the Word of the Chosen. But maybe. I'm hoping. I have to say, now we do have. They give me things that I didn't know I want, but now I want. I didn't know I want like Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor in my game, but really, in my tactical game, but really, fuck, I do enjoy the ability to have a badass enemy hunting me down. I didn't know I want to manage with quotation marks faction struggle, but well, I want hero classes on my XCOM. I didn't think that would be fitting to the fact of you can lose everyone anytime. But now I want this too. XCOM deliver on the things I don't know I want. So that's my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. XCOM 2 War of the Chosen coming on 3 to 4 days depending on where you are in the world. And I'm gonna probably stream the first hour of this game because it's covered now that I can stream. So thank you all for watching and see you guys in the future. This video not gonna probably not gonna have an outro. See you in the next time. War of the Chosen coming next week. Like 4 or 5 days. Depending on where you are on the world, it's even lesser, like 3 days. For fuck's sake, I don't know why they are unlocking this in different times, because yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna get this on 3 days is marking on my Steam page, and for me 3 days will be on 28. But with that said, XCOM 2 is big. The base game is a lot big. There's a lot of things to do. With mods, become ginormous of a game. A lot of new mission types and a lot of class, a lot of voice packs, a lot of cosmetics, a lot of things to do. With Long War, man, the game is entirely different. It's really like now you, for a while, you be able to choose what I'm going to be playing. Are you going to play XCOM, the expansion Long War 2, or are you going to be playing the War of the Chosen expansion? Until we receive the expansion of Long War 2 to the expansion War of the Chosen. That is a mouthful, huh? XCOM is a big game. They have bring back even second wave options and a lot of stuff. There's no way to say to you then I not recommend this game. I do. It's one of my favorite games, and it came out after I get 2 kicks in my nuts on disappointing games. So XCOM will be always getting high praise from me. I love tactical game. I love like the modern slash futuristic setting, sci-fi-ish setting. I wish more games of that. I wish more games would do that. And I'm hoping then War of the Chosen do well enough so we get XCOM 3, expansion for XCOM 3, XCOM 4, 5, and there's go on. I'm not gonna lie, I'm hyped for the game. I jump on the hype train when the game starts, when they start to announcing the game, and I didn't left from the hype until now. Although, yeah, I do have a lot of problems with the game. Since I do a lot plot points, I do still pissed off because we don't know what happened to Valen. I am still pissed off because if we want to integrate the changes for Spark and the alien rulers, we gonna need to lose the mission, Advent Tower, and the nest. Again, cutting down a little bit of the lore the game create for us. So I do believe this is a little bit sad in some aspects, and the fact that Frex decide to, I don't know, they do not need to do, but it would be a nice gesture to give to modders a free, not a free cop, but yeah, a free cop for fuck's sake, go for their game to expand, to give to the fans a little bit more. But in the end, I'm enjoying XCOM, and I will enjoy the expansion. I enjoy the game with the fucking game-breaking bugs and the fact the cutscenes sometimes desync the audio on the first time I play. I enjoy even if I get pissed off by the supposedly fixed RNG where I lost 70% shots on the face of an alien. A 60% shot when I have the fucking snipe, when I have the assault rifle on the face of the sectoid. XCOM is a game that I hold dear to me right now. I sink a lot of time on it, and I think I will sink a lot more time now with the expansion. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you come here to like really see my final thoughts on this journey that I did have for XCOM, is War of the Chosen is amazing. I didn't play, I just watch. I try not to watch too much of the missions itself because I become salty for someone not doing the action that I want. So I do enjoy watching the tactical stuff for people. In the end, ladies and gentlemen, War of the Chosen is a game who I give you my full heart recommendation. Go there. If you enjoy the game, the first game, if you enjoy the classes, the mechanics, everything, in my opinion, someone once said, XCOM 2 is XCOM crack up to 11. XCOM War of the Chosen is exactly that, too. XCOM is an interesting aspect because it gives me what I don't think I needed. In most of the cases, I'm not going to deny, There was a lot of plot points there was outside of the game, then was left unanswered, and I would be okay for a sequel answer these plot points on XCOM 2. Where is Valen? What is the contagion? Whatever the fuck it is that. And probably they're not gonna answer about none of this with the word of the chosen. But maybe. I'm hoping. I have to say, now we do have. They give me things that I didn't know I want, but now I want. I didn't know I want like Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor in my game, but really, in my tactical game, but really, fuck, I do enjoy the ability to have a badass enemy hunting me down. I didn't know I wanted to manage with quotation marks faction struggle. But well, I want hero classes on my XCOM. I didn't think that would be fitting to the fact of you can lose everyone anytime. But now I want this too. XCOM deliver on the things I don't know I want. So that's my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. XCOM 2 War of the Chosen coming on 3 to 4 days depending on where you are in the world. And I'm gonna probably stream the first hour of this game because it's covered now that I can stream. So thank you all for watching and see you guys in the future. This video not gonna probably not gonna have an outro. See you in the next time.